Screws, I'm told, has suspension damage following that collision with the barrier. Down the start-finish straight they come for the left-hander at turn 1. Through goes Homola, through goes Morbidelli. Now the right-hander, the long right-hander at turn 2. Where will Morbidelli make his move? I'm sure it's only a matter of time. Homola only too aware of who's behind him. And Morbidelli and the West Coast team in a different league this weekend. They've really worked out how to make that Volkswagen work. And Morbidelli came into this race something like 90 points adrift of the series leader. And so a double victory would do wonders for his confidence with 3 rounds, 6 races still to go. We've Thailand in September, China in October, Abu Dhabi in November. And so the battle for the Drivers' Series once again looks absolutely fascinating. Some anxious faces at West Coast Racing. Don't do anything daft, Gianni. Allow Homola to make the mistakes if he's going to make them. So about to start lap 11 then. And the advantage between Homola and Morbidelli is just 0.3 of a second. Venay still in touch. Then a slight gap back to Dan Lloyd in 4th. Then a yawning gap back to Stefano Camini. Oh, little jink from Morbidelli under braking. But you have to say, so far, Homola has driven brilliantly. Under pressure, first of all, from Venay. There was the stress of the restart. Now he's under pressure from one of the most experienced drivers. I'm saying that to be kind. Gianni Morbidelli, who has shown this weekend that he can still take the fight to the youngsters. Morbidelli running really wide across that rumble strip. Surely it's only a matter of time, and there he goes! Morbidelli at the same place at which he took Venay. He dives up the inside of Homola. Is this the moment at which the lead changes hands? No! Homola holds on. But the 3 together, they turn into turn 14 to finish the lap. Morbidelli alongside Honda, there's contact between them. Venay right up behind the pair. Homola holds on. Lloyd alongside Venay. They touch. Has Lloyd muscled his way through into 3rd? No, indeed. That we must see again, surely. Homola holds off a brilliant challenge from Gianni Morbidelli. Venay thought his luck was in, as did Lloyd. But no, indeed, they come out of that skirmish in the same positions in which they went in. Drive-through penalties handed out for track limits. And it won't affect the battle for the lead, I'm pleased to say. There is the replay I was expecting. Morbidelli chose his moment. That was the place where he attacked Venay, alongside Homola, who holds his nerve. They come down to turn 14, the right-hander. Up comes Jean-Carl Venay. Now watch this, Venay comes up alongside as well. Dan Lloyd moves over. We won't see that section of the manoeuvre. But the 2 drive-through penalties will affect Grégoire Demoustier and Jens Renaud Moller. So at the bottom end of the top 10, we'll keep our focus on the battle for the lead, which is turning out to be one of the classics of the season, I think you'll find. Venay not out of it yet. Nor is Dan Lloyd, for that matter, within touching distance in 4th. Giacomo Altoe, an interested spectator on the pit wall. What can his teammate Gianni Morbidelli do? Can he repeat his victory from race 1? Can Homola hold his nerve to take the Opel Astra's first victory in the TCR International Series? We've had incident after incident, drama after drama this afternoon. Even race 1 saw incidents aplenty with drive-through penalties and the like. But race 2 has completely changed the complexion of the Battle for the Drivers series. Morbidelli still in touch with Matto Homola. 2 laps still to go. What can Morbidelli do? What can Venet do? And disappointment for Tashi, who pulls up. That would have been a decent points haul for Tashi, who was 6th. Dan Lloyd dropping back slightly from the scrap, and indeed Demoustier choosing, by the look of it, to pull up rather than take a drive-through. But Dan Lloyd pulling back, dropping back slightly from this three-way battle for the podium positions. So for the penultimate time around turn 14, for the drag up to the start-finish line, and this is the moment at which Tashi outbrakes himself. Now, did he pick up some debris? Did I miscount? I thought we were already on lap 14. Apologies if I misled you. Still 0.3 of a second between Homola and Morbidelli. Venet a further 0.3 behind Morbidelli. This race is still far from decided. Of these 3 men, potentially is Jean-Carl Venet, who will be the most relieved to finish on the podium. That will give his championship hopes a huge boost as we head for the 7-week break before Thailand. Little bump, I think, there from Morbidelli. This is his favourite overtaking spot, but it's not to be this lap. That's the end of the back straight, the stadium straight, the turn into 11. And it's the section between 11 and 12, coming out of 12 and dragging up to 13, where Morbidelli likes to make his move. So they cross the start-finish line for the final time as racing. The next time they cross that line, it'll be to see the checkered flag. And has Homola opened up just enough of a gap? What has Morbidelli got left? Venet, I suspect, is happy to play the waiting game and see what happens. He'll be more than happy with the points from 3rd. But tensions, I suspect, at DG Sport Competition, at Opel Motorsport, and at West Coast Racing and Volkswagen Motorsport. But you have to say, Homola has driven brilliantly. I take my hat off to him. After all the distractions and the pressure he's been under, we are now only a few corners away. They're through turn 9 neatly. No issues with track limits that time. On to the back straight then. Now this is potentially where Morbidelli will make his move. This is his last chance, I suspect. Is he close enough to Homola? No, I don't think so. He'll still have a look. He slingshots alongside. Has he done it? Morbidelli takes the lead. Coming through the sequence at turn 11 and 12, he takes the lead at the very last chance into turn 14. Homola, bitterly disappointed, dropping to 2nd place ahead of Jean-Carl Venet. But up to the line to take the checkered flag, Gianni Morbidelli takes his 2nd win of the day. And who would have believed it? The smiles, the faces at West Coast Racing say it all. A real disappointing season has been turned around here in Germany. Gianni Morbidelli timed that overtaking maneuver to perfection. I thought he was too far back to have made the move, but he lunged alongside Matto Homola, edged out the Opel. There'll be bitter disappointment among DG Sport Competition at the denial of their first International Series victory, but Gianni Morbidelli, what a move. That, for me, has to be one of the moves of the year. Let's look at it again. And I don't think Homola was expecting the move to come. He thought, like I did, that he was just too far ahead. He left the door open for Morbidelli, and that's all the Italian needed to just power past, come through the final two corners, and take the victory. Brilliant. So once again, the lights flash. Gianni Morbidelli takes win number 2 of the afternoon and repeats the feat that Attila Tasci did 3 weeks ago in Hungary, a double victory. And we were concentrating on the scrap for the podium places between Morbidelli, Homola and Venet. Dan Lloyd finished 4th, which I suspect he'll be happy with. Comini finished 5th. And so again, of the championship contenders, it's again Comini as the only point scorer. What am I saying as we're looking at Jean-Carl Venet? Venet scores the points for 3rd. Comini scores the points for 5th. Duncan Indy will be happy with 7th place, his best finish of the year. And Jens Reno Muller will get points for 8th. But in comes Gianni Morbidelli. Double race winner here in Oschersleben. We knew that the track would favor the Seats and the Volkswagens. Little did we know of all the dramas we would see this afternoon in the 2 races. And you can see what that means to him. That move just coming through turns 10 and 11 and 12, excuse me, of the final lap. Absolutely timed to perfection. Once again, congratulations from the team. I really didn't think they would be celebrating a 2nd victory. Just goes to show how unpredictable this series is. Without that major shunt at the start of race 2, who would have known? Who could have possibly guessed? You'd have had Nash in there, Colciago, Pepe Oriola, of course. You have to feel for Matto Homola. Led for nearly all of those 15 laps. 3-4 corners from home. Morbidelli got past Homola to record his 2nd victory of the day. Venet finishes 3rd, Lloyd 4th, Comini 5th, Vavish, Indy, Molla, Kajaya, who actually retired, and Fitzer, who finished in the pits. That's our top 10. Right then, let's hear from what must be a delighted race winner. Gianni Morbidelli is with Alfredo Filippone.
Gianni Morbidelli, what a day and what a 2nd win. Fantastic.
Yeah, what a race, unbelievable. I pushed it hard. I really did a very good job. I must say that I'm proud because I did a good job, nice overtaking. Something strange, in the first lap I had a cramp on my arm, never happened before, but I really was very worried because I couldn't move the hand very well. And then fortunately it's gone, but you know, but this was perfect. I mean, I attacked it and I attacked it in a proper way. I was lucky because in the first start, many cars in front of me, they crashed, they went out, but this is the race and I optimized my weekend.
But tell us more about this fantastic move, a few corners from the checkered flag.
Well, I just seen that I was quicker than them there. I was able to brake later and I was able to make that corner with more speed. And I tried first with Lloyd, was good, and I tried with Venet, was good. With Homola less, because I tried 2 times, and the second was a good success in the last lap. Very good. Thanks again, West Coast Racing. I'm really happy, and this is for you guys. Thank you so much.
Well done, Gianni. And old rockers never die.
How do you expect me to follow that, Alfredo?